Sripada Shivallabha Charitamrutam, Chapter 39. Meeting with Nagendra Shastri. We received the diamond of Kalanagu and continued our journey. Our eagerness to visit Sri Pitakapuram was increasing. The shape of Kalanagus. We took hospitality in the house of a Brahmin. His name was Nagendra Shastri. He knew Mantra Shastra. Many cobras were moving in this house, but they were not harming anyone. He was looking after the cobras like his own children. They were freely moving on his body. Divine serpents have a crest gem. He worshipped serpents for many years. He prayed Nagadevata for gem of Kalanagu for the purpose of worship. The efficacy of Nagamani, that is, gem of serpent. Nagendra Shastri said, "Dear ones, today is a very good day. I went to Pitakapuram when Sri Pada was a boy of 15 years. I visited Padagaya Kshetra. I saw a Kalanagu around the neck of Swayambhu Datta. There was a gem on its hoods. Serpents which control time are called Kalanagus. Definitely they will have a gem. During night, that gem emits divine light. They have Kundalini power. They remain always in yogic meditation like great sages. Different stages are there, not only for humans but also for serpents. Generally, Kalanagus will not come into the view of men. The Nagamani on the hood of the Kalanagu has a power to ward off the inauspicious vibrations from the planet Mars. Those inauspicious vibrations merge in the Nagamani and auspicious vibrations emanate from it. Those auspicious vibrations grant auspicious results to those afflicted to planet Mars. If the planet Mars is not properly placed in the horoscope, fighting conditions beset life. Unfavorable circumstances surround the individual. They are enmity with inmates of the house, enmity with relatives and friends, debt difficulties, non-marriage of girls at the proper age, such girls remaining as old virgins throughout life, those even after marriage not having children, failure in all enterprises notwithstanding great capacity and efficiency. The desire to acquire the gem of the Kalanagu intensified after I visited self-manifested Datta. The ambition that I would register extraordinary progress in all stages of my life if I get the gem had immensely increased. The efficacy of the Padukas of Sri Pada, regulations for remedying the Naga dosha. I was going near the house of Sri Narsimha Varma. Sri Pada Guru Sarvabhauma was pouring water into the trees in that premises. Sri Narsimha Varma was making small channels for watering the trees. There was an Audumbara in the compound of their house. Sri Narsimha Varma was making channels for water to percolate profusely at the bottom of the tree. Then copper sandals with the footprints of Sri Pada came into the hands of Sri Varma. Those sandals were the measurements of a 16-year-old boy. A call was heard. "Nagendra Shastri, come here soon." With wonder I went to his presence. Sri Varma washed those sandals with coconut water. They were placed before the lotus feet of Sri Pada. Sri Varma thought that they would be given to him for worship, but the intention of Sri Pada was in another way. Sri Pada kindly gave those sandals to me. He said, "Nagendra Shastri, you establish a Nagendra Pita and worship these Padukas. You have been wishing since a long time to have the gem of the Kalanagus. I am pleased with you. I am that very Mahaswami who is worshipped always by Kalanagus with their divine gems and whose divine lotus feet they always adore. These divine Padukas are mine only. You worship them. People suffering from chronic diseases approach you. When you worship these padukas and give them tirtha, that is holy water, their diseases will be cured. All sorts of nagadoshas are removed. When dakshinas are offered at the time of assuaging nagadosha, it should be noted that the stipulation must be strictly adhered to, that some amount belonging to wife or husband or their parents should be associated. When a man offers donation for assuaging his nagadosha, he should receive some money from his brother-in-law or father-in-law, that is from the birth home of his wife, and mix that money with his offering. When the female gives money offering for pacifying her nagadosha, she should collect some money from the close relatives of her husband and mix it with the money offered by her. When both husband and wife donate money for assuaging their nagadosha, they should mix the money collected from birth homes of both of them with their own money and make an offering. Husband should give it from his self-earned money, and wife should give it from her stridan, that is, money given to a lady by her parents at the time of her marriage. These amounts should be mixed and offered. In case an unmarried girl donates money for removal of nagadosha, she should mix some money from her father with the money from one related as a maternal uncle and donate. In this way, nagadosha will be completely eradicated. I have laid down a stipulation that for anyone, nagadosha will not be completely remedied unless money from their birth home is mixed. My child, Nagendra Shastri, follow these words of mine meticulously. Utilize your proficiency in the Naga Shastra for the well-being of the world. Spiritual results for devotees of Datta. In future, persons named Shankara Bhatt and Dharmagupta come to you. You give my divine padukas to them and receive a divine gem of Kala Nagus from them. There is a time for the functions of the body. There is a time for mind. There is a time for prana, that is life force. Soul is beyond time. Particular time exists as long as the concerned planets and stars exist. Growth and decay take place conditioned by time. Many universes originate, develop, remain for some time and undergo dissolution. All this is the greatness of time. Such time form is under my control. Kalapurusha always favors my devotees. Devils, ghosts, spirits and such terrible forces cannot do anything to those who adore Sri Datta. I am the strongest of all the living creatures in this creation. Living beings derive strength and develop from me. I withdraw my strength from those who are proud and become frenzy with arrogance. Pride and arrogance are the roots of all evils. Those who worship me always, remember me always, live with eternal gratification and happiness. Sri Shripada explained thus. Those great persons arranged a meal for me in the house of Sri Narasimha Varma. Sri Varma was a lord who was making great quantities of annadana, that is, donation of food. Lord Datta likes annadana very much. He feels a sense of scarcity when any living being suffers with hunger. He is a well-wisher of all creatures. I took permission of the Mahaswami and left that place. I constructed an ashram in the place seen by you. I preach about Varnashrama dharmas to all those who come to me. In the meantime, my wife died. I became sad. The wife of a barber died of snake bite. By employing the Naga Vidya known to me, I brought the snake and got the poison removed. But that barber's wife did not like to re-enter into that body. She wanted to freely roam in the Pranamaya Jagat and possess people. She intended to enjoy when those people feel distressed. The barber requested to bring back his wife to life. Then I told him that I would introduce the soul of my wife into that body and that he should treat her as his own mother. He agreed. The soul of my dead wife was introduced into the body of the barber's wife. It meant that my wife became alive again. The wife of that barber was a very bad one. As she was a shrew, all the nerves of our bodies were defective. My wife was feeling agitated to reside in that defective body. She was having burning sensation all over her body. She was with extreme pain. She was repeatedly requesting to allow her to leave that body. In the village where I lived, news spread that one Brahmin by name Nagendra Shastri brought back to life the wife of a barber, and he was having illicit contact with her and doing lot of injustice to the barber. Therefore, the caste chiefs of the barber decreed that the above misdeeds must be made known to the Brahmins living in the neighborhood, and that I should be banished from my caste, and out of the money earned through mantras and tantras, 3/4 of the amount should be given to the barber as compensation, and only 1/4 of the amount should be given to me, that is, Nagendra Shastri. My position was very troublesome. No one was there to listen to me even when I wanted to explain the matter. The dead wife of the barber used to process some ladies and was telling that she was the dead wife of Shastri and that she was the ghost who left the body, and that it was the duty of the headman of the barber caste to stop the misdeeds of her husband. All of them were excited with rage and threatened to murder me and the barber woman. I sought the refuge of Sri Pada. Then Sri Pada averred, "Simply because you are the husband, it is not proper to order your wife to enter into the body of the wife of a barber. Not only that, you should serve the sufferers with your knowledge of Mantra Shastra without expecting any reward of remuneration. You should not hanker for money. You should accept whatever they give happily." I obeyed the commands of Sri Pada. Afterwards, the soul of my wife left that body. That body was cremated.